First film which influenced me was Megha Thakatara.
So whatever I have learned cinema, bit of it, and I've used a bit of the cinema in my commercial cinema is, I would all credit goes to Ritwik Ghatak.
Secondly, वर्ल्ड सिनेमा के जितने भी बड़े बड़े फिल्म मेकर्स हैं उनकी तमाम फिल्में वहाँ पर हैं जैसे
Megha Thakatara,
Ozu, Ajantrik, Rare, Seven Samurai,
Last Strada.
Who was Federico Fellini? I had no idea.
That's where I saw Kieslowski for the first time. And
Vittorio De Sica's Bicycle Thieves.
And also Kurosawa's.
Let me be very frank that half the films I did not understand.
And when I was exposed particularly to European cinema, and especially the cinema of Ingmar Bergman,
It was a full toss for me.
I didn't anticipate that the accent would be so much on just these films and a complete neglect of the Indian cinema. You know?
We were not so keen to know much about the Indian cinema at that time because everyone knew about it.
And when we came in, what was happening around the world? The French New Wave was splashing.
जैसे शेब्रॉल की फिल्म या गोदार्ड की फिल्म
I did not know that such cinema exists.
and every day we used to see the films by Jansko, by all this from Poland, Hungary, Russia.
A wide variety of filmmakers, but all of them somewhere gave us something which makes us what we are today.
What Institute does at the end of 3 years is it puts you on par with any filmmaker in the world.
You know, it's the articulation part, it's the crystallization of thought, it's the basic fundamental understanding of concepts.
But when you come out with such a lot of confidence in you, such a lot of dreams, which you feel all you need is the money to reach, to be the best. Not the second best, but to be the best director in the world.
I mean, we were very confident. I mean, we were only waiting for a chance. That you give us a chance, I will show you.
that kind of a thing is it's a kick, and you have a power over it. Like, you know, you are better off.
And when I came out of the institute, I never worked with anybody. I just could take the camera and take the instructions from the producer, director, and start executing it.
Often what happens, we have already made a half an hour film and made a couple of other films, and we want to actually do our own thing, and we don't feel like assisting too much, you know, at that stage.
Somewhere there was the fear that maybe the Film Institute wasn't preparing you for the world out there.
Will I be accepted? Is it true that I'm not going to be able to get good roles? Maybe I'll only get the usual sister and supporting kind of roles.
There was a moments of fear, a moments of questioning.
You miss people, you miss the atmosphere, you miss all that you had studied, because when you come here, everything is different.
एकता का एक फीलिंग होता है ना साथ में रहने का एक some kind of attachment सबके साथ हो जाता है even with the teachers and the staff and also with the compound itself.
I tried to stay as late as possible. Even when I left, there was no one in the institute. I was the only one.
Second year जैसे खत्म होने को आया जैसे examination शुरू हो गई. From there only there was some kind of melancholiness or certain depression sort of thing sinks in, you know.
I cried. The last day that I left, the previous night.
But I don't think any of us, entertained the thought of failure for too long.
I joined the film industry in the year 1971. At that time, this industry people used to look down upon the institute boys.
I wanted to enter into a studio to see a shooting, film shooting. The doorman stopped me. He says, "Who you are?" I said, "I'm an actor from Film Institute of India and I want to see shooting." He said, "Do you know somebody inside?" I said, "No." He says, "No, we don't recognize film school and we do not know what is Film Institute all about."
Boy, it was so tough. 6 years I didn't have any work.
And the other thing, I was a girl. So they said there's a girl editor, and they would come and peep, you know, people would actually open their dhak karke and peep in and look at me. And I was saying, am I a zoo animal or what?
People would be taking the meter reading, and if one of us would pass by, they will immediately cover it.
You know, it has happened with me many times.
Well, you know, they always made snide remarks that, भैया ये आपका इंस्टीट्यूट नहीं है, यहाँ दूसरे टाइप की एक्टिंग होती है.
In those days, people thought that it's a film institute graduates, they don't have any practical experience. They got only theory knowledge, and and also they are all intellectual beings, and that sort of stigma was there.
They didn't know how to take us. They didn't know what was this, and definitely the defensive mechanisms were working.
That these new boys who have come and they have been properly trained will take over all the work and they will be left jobless. So they didn't hate us, they were afraid of us.
The initial ice in the industry was broken by these seniors, you know, who had come and established themselves already. They struggled a lot.
I passed out in 75, and by that time I think film industry people had started realizing the importance of FTII.
By the time we walked in, I think all the senior people had laid some ground for us that FTII, at least when it comes to behind the camera, direction or editing or maybe cinematography or editing or recording, they are damn good people. They are good at their job. And one more thing that they are very fast.
Film directors who were making films from ages, and when they worked with the technician from the Film Institute, their overall look towards the cinema changes. You know, they were only to zoom in and zoom out.
We've contributed greatly. We've contributed greatly in editing. Renu Saluja, I mean, is amongst the best in the world.
My dear friend Paddy of the sound recording course.
I never went asking for a job. Jobs came to me.
Arya Mangalam Mahadevan Padmanabhan. I memorized his name under the wisdom tree.
There was a competition amongst the studios to hire FTII students, whether editors or sound recordists or even cameramen.
And in acting also, because I mean, look at the people we've had: Nasiruddin Shah, Puri, Jaya Bhadri, Danny Dinzongpa, Shatrughan Sinha. I mean, really.
But so far as directors are concerned, definitely there is something wrong somewhere.
When they want a good work to be done, they lap up the technicians from FTII. When it comes to the direction students from FTII, they always associate them with, you know, a set kind of filmmaking.
It doesn't mean that when you see Fellini, you can become Fellini. I think one achieves that maturity in the institute. But it at least tries to discover the Fellini inside you.
My diploma went on to win the national award. My first professional film encounter with the faces was nominated for an Oscar, won the Golden Peacock.
And those who have done well have done so well. They have taken cinema forward so much.
Whether it is documentary film or whether it is mainstream feature film or whether it is the independent film or the regional film, you will find huge contribution being made by students of the FTII.
If you look at the national awards which is given out every year, at least 60 to 70% of the winners are from the Pune Film Institute.
Apart from Satyajit Ray, probably all the filmmakers known to the West today are from the Film Institute.
What species that tree is something I'd like to find out. It's not a mango.
It's at a strategic point where it's open from four sides. So there was a lot of breeze.
Wisdom tree is a tree under which...
You fought a lot of battles sitting there under the wisdom tree. Professional, personal.
I was bullied and ragged, and I used to run away from the wisdom tree.
Come down from the hostel and the first cup of tea and the wake-up call is actually under the wisdom tree.
You would stop there. You walking away or I don't know, wisdom tree just stop there and sit down there.
और वहाँ बैठ के कभी ex-students आ जाते थे, जैसे सुभाष भाई was senior to us. He used to come there. मैं बांसुरी बजाता था.
I made a film called A Documentary on Death, and most of that was conceived under the wisdom tree.
50% of my time at the FTII I must have sat under the wisdom tree.
So many unhappy souls have sat there and felt better.
A lot of introspection.
Matters of grave importance.
A lot of fights.
And gaining a lot of peace. That tree has got a lot of vibes.
But I wouldn't mythify it, you know, thinking that if you sit under that tree, the wisdom automatically will get into your head. Though symbolically, yes.
I don't know whether we are wise or not, but if we are, we got it there.
It was wonderful. The wisdom tree is to me